a teen, even if she was slightly influenced by the idea of getting abused. I don't think that's a good enough clap. I just wanted to get that potential argument out of the way because I know a lot of people like to yap away at me. In my experience with full breach. Okay, so let's rate. Let's read this together. Let me start off by saying if you were offended by seeing videos of full breach being publicly humiliated, I have no issues with full being and you might sit there, and say, hey, and say, hey, that's really cool. You know I'm saying but just be quick. Full breach on live stream is public. Full breach on live stream doing dances. Humiliating. I think he's publicly humiliating himself. Therefore, I'm going to say that he's doing the same so far he's hearing it. And he deserves it. I think we can say that. I mean, he deserves it. That's I know, that's never going to happen. So, publicly humiliating really quick. I think we should stay with the and the only reason I'll say within the band is just figurating. I will not stop posting videos and posting elements. Speaking of the next because the other one, you can have to go like all day, quite a lot to continue speaking out. It's very fun. Safe. I'm not feeling him, I'm standing up for myself. I'm ready. It's not that to bully and manipulate her, and the list could go. He finds individuals with vulnerability which can easily take advantage of. I'm just a few months into being 18 and being friends. I'm still in sixth form and I'm learning experience. You know what? That's the same way. And it's true. And I don't know. It's really being at such a young age, you have no business being friends with older people. Or should I think, older people have no business being friends. And I don't like if it seems odd, if it seems like there's something weird going on, don't leave it. If it looks like a monkey, moves like a monkey, it's probably not. Whether this girl knew what she was doing, she knew what she was getting herself into, she wanted views, she wanted just to get involved with more people being funny. If it's a okay? It's true. And yes, it may be illegal, and pop some comments on the full video saying like very angry comments, calling me names, calling me uneducated, calling me stupid, because I said that just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's right. A lot of people didn't like that. And all right, who shit themselves when I say that. I think as a young girl, you have no business being around older men. They haven't got good intentions. That is a fact. If it's not your family, it's a family friend that you say hello to every now and then. No, there's no. It's weird, effed up mindset where they think, well, I'm not doing anything illegal, and you can't prove that I'm doing anything illegal, which may be right. Paul may not be being explicitly involved with them, but it's all about the process, getting them to that point. It really annoys me, and I honestly think people like Paul should be not.
Did you eat it all, Felix?
Oh wow, you got it. Good job, man.
Very, very, very.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's only been 3 years. 3 years for me.
I had a feeling about this once.
Excellent. You can't run from me.
Oh no! Meow. Still love him, Felix? Good job, mate.
Going into Primark to wander around on your phone. As much as it's weird and creepy, it's not really affecting anyone. And you have people that will go over to doing that and be like, look at me, you know that. Well, yeah, that's a hater. People that post, like myself, before and after them seeing me how they haters, and that's fine. Okay, that's fine. But the people that are genuinely criticising their actions and coming onto the platform to just talk about it and explain why it's always concerned, they're not your haters, Paul. They are people who wish you were locked up. Me saying I think it is a friend with media thing. Me saying I think it's me being ignorant and you being a pathetic
I need to be faster than I've read about this vehicle.
Jinx!
For a while. I'm not sure of your exact age, but I'm glad that we met when my family got myself involved in reading and help this is what I don't really understand. Why was my family seeing a 47-year-old man being introduced to their home and being they mess around with him? That is the one of this entire thing. I just had to call it, yeah, I just had to for a while because it's called up, the shop has got this thing from the name of considering my mother, my first time I told you to shop in the shop. I think it's shopping, because it's the matter of the long ago. I think that it's not a personal
Morning. Genie's a mirror making so that they appear.
I would think, no, this is wrong, and you're not holding on up. I'm slightly different. Full behavior is never inappropriate, but its behavior is not normal on an 8
We can make millions of people happy, you know.
Constantly being involved with really young women is so creepy. Like, I don't know if he wants to make it anymore. I'm not attracted to younger people. I'm not listening to that. You do have a time to go I'm not saying
Be good.
everyday hours while I remain silent in my own home. During his life,
Let's take this show on the road.
I hope no one disregards their function.
People seem to throw stuff or try and find success and just throwing it in the city where it's crazy. And yeah, she's right in that. It's clearly a desperate attempt to get their attention and make it look like he gets women. And all he does is crash young girls' houses and being weird. And I mean, it's kind of cool, not gay. I don't think that's a really arrangement, so I'm not really surprised there. And again, from the year 5, it's like, why is it family just letting this happen? And I know the girl who did this, she spoke about how, it's not weird at all. It is weird. And being 18, 19, you're obviously not going to see that, but that is weird. And in a few years' time, you can sit back and say, why you might have
I suppose it's
They should let me
time.
know you've got online obligations, obviously, we can post them. But I think the family should have really thought about that. I think the school is again, the problem is we don't know how these people are. We can be educated, but we can't just say, oh, these people are very, 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 very young age. We can't say that. Unfortunately, we don't. And that's the unfortunateness of people like Paul. You know, they're probably sneaky with what they do. We don't. We also get a pretty
I've read about this vehicle. I've read about this vehicle.
Winning like he does every single week. It's just I'll win you.
People that don't like me swear in on that, and you think there's no way people will do that on the internet. There's no way. I mean, so one thing to remember, guys, is that it's dark, cold, yeah, that's another thing. I obviously it makes me excited. I'm trying not to, get too emotionally invested in it. It's really hard to read. I know the other one is helpful and in my opinion, the fact that doesn't allow you to go to get in that position is really bad. If I had a position and I had an older man or my dad, and he's my guiding me to hey, you don't think to be this and be opinions about my story that I think about. And I encourage everybody by the way. So I encourage the people to talk about this a little or as much as possible. I would love to share my own stories on the internet because that's only you would share. We're working through them. And to think about this girl's crazy forward about the story that she's had, and she has people like Paul. See that wasn't him before. Well, these are people say, oh, why do you never do that? It's really easy to miss certain habits. I don't know. I've been many times in the topic of crime and yes, we get a message right? And it's really very, very, very difficult to well, please don't do that. It's impossible. And I like that yes, somehow we keep talking about stepping out of boundary. We didn't always hear when you really get into the boundary,
I never disappoint.
This is maybe for most people it's not right. The point of view is very long this is what God says. It was a little bit we talk about this. A lot of people also get comments about the clothes I was wearing. This is going to read. And I also understand that it's okay. It should be written its story and everything staying in the line of everything very well with everything factors and certification to me that the school is not daily specifically. And that's unfortunately the way this works because of hearsay. In my opinion, this is very, very Well, I'm not celebrating my like, yes, that following day is the unfortunate talking about is much less unexpected than I ever wanted and then before ready to play it, and then recorded the voice of my phone is how I sent to me. After myself before that, I've briefly spoken about his behaviours and slightly mentioned about another girl who I had met about scoring instead. He said it was him trying to get information out of me, what he could get used to go the internet. Typical, something like this. I try to get one of the information in the kind of life, it's all really annoying, very inadvertently.
How hard can this be?
Come on, buddy.
What I say is real or not, and I do, ultimately, every thing with this person aligned with something before. Like, he's probably going to go, it's not too bad, so, just say, sorry, I never do this, well done, about it, it's not me, everyone is, I'm your hard to keep like that, and just know that everybody is on your side, it's all wrong, and you're in fact, like, sometimes when I say I'm a child still, kind of, but you are still a child, my sister's your age, and I would okay, there's actually more, I didn't see this. Yeah, there's more. It's one that unfortunately is still confusing to sit online and speak about me because the internet is confusing the shower at my house because my shower is dirty. I mean, that's just water and soap.
So after I done get another kill in the frog thing, I'm gonna. Alright, buddy. Right. You can
What's last contact me is the photograph and set it's for the last as Google bought the minor. And that's what we're saying about the first years then. I'm not really silent for the thing, which was the thing that is, so yeah. There we are.
That's my favorite champion, so I can look at a lot of changes. What trying to do?
It's actually the biggest fun I've ever met. I've not met it, but see, oh my god, drove really fast on someone else's sofa, eating snacks that he probably did the people, and then going outside doing cameos for minors. I'm done. I'm done.
Sorry, I had to wait
I'm
for
so done. What
this.
the fuck is this? What is this?
It couldn't
Man?
afford to have
I
a double.
found him. I found him, guys. He hasn't got me.
happy.
I'm following it, apparently.
Even Rapunzel was worth it. I hope so. I'm looking forward to doing it. Yeah. Are you a fan of Jinx? Yep, I am. Because she's my favorite champion. That's what she is. My favorite champion. In League of Legends.
You know, Chief, there's really nothing like sheer love. And for the rest of the time, there's budget directed.
Feel like you pay the bud.
The same base camp.
Burn the earth. So, what's going to happen to Miss?
You may know Bevo is another non-credible member to society who likes to swallow his food whole without chewing and occasionally almost dying because of this. But today we're going to be watching Bevo discuss on a podcast about how he doesn't mind his wife, how do I say this politely and within YouTube guidelines, being roughly in the Now,
Oh, damn.
at the Whatever podcast, a setup where Brian, the co-host, brings on multiple OF girls to pretty much make them look stupid and embarrass them. Only this time we're going to be looking at the episode that you guys have probably all seen.
I don't like the old girls.
Ex-girlfriend, and they talk about their interesting relationship, where Bevo admits to being a cuck. So basically, they come on a podcast to admit that they're in a relationship. I actually don't understand but maybe that's just because I'm rather blind. Being listening, I'm not getting it. I guess you do really think you can work on other someone that understands things. Okay, yeah. That's fine. I find it hard to kind of get my head around. My personal opinion, and don't shoot me, is that I personally don't understand how you can be in love with someone who's sad at other people. That's just my opinion, though. It's not okay, and this is something that I don't quite understand, is why you have to film a podcast and do this. I think you know the reaction you're going to receive. My guess it is emotions or even girlfriends. I'm honestly, but at the same time, I don't know how much money she's making. She might be making a lot of money, and I'm sat here not making a lot of money, so who am I really to talk? But what I find slightly odd is describing your girlfriend as having opened your eyes as if that wasn't something you previously would have wanted to have done. Being in an open relationship, to me, it's looking a little bit sus, but we'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Have you got, what's your longest relationship? My longest probably was 3 months before her. Okay,
No, it's not much, but it's home. I can't imagine living anywhere else.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, and then I just thought this song's got to change, and I'm very clattered off on TikTok and doing very well, and I thought this song I would love, so this one.
See, I feel like if I met someone and they tried to persuade me to be in an open relationship, my first instinct would be, this person is not happy with just having me. For me, that's a little bit of a red flag. I have it all in love or whatever, and she would have been like, yeah, like, we can date, but like, I want an open relationship. And he's like, I'm gonna put bets on this relationship not lasting. But then again, I am just a natural hater.
So she kind of convinced you to make it open, not really, she just
She didn't convince me that she wanted to take other cups. She just opened my eyes to the idea that she could be taking other cup.
Hear ye, hear ye. By royal decree of Hugh may I, let it be known throughout the land, our model Octave doth bring forth.
So,
Again, I don't need that boring life. I don't have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and get home at 7 o'clock in the morning for basic money.
you don't have to, live a very boring 9 to 5. You don't have to have a corporate job. Having a close relationship doesn't mean you can't do content creation. And again, I don't know what argument I'm trying to fathom here. I just feels to me like he's genuinely a massive cuck, and he genuinely enjoys watching his wife get raw dogged, which I would highly doubt, considering he's never been in that type of relationship before, or he is just very, very clout desperate and will do anything for the money. I can't quite fathom it.
Wife made money, shagging us later money.
Well, couldn't you do that but still have a monogamous relationship?
What's the point? It's not fun. What's the point?
Of having one person? You guys were brothers.
I feel like that.
I mean, I think they do later on go and say that they are STD checked because it is for content purposes, which is another thing to remember. I feel like, I'm not saying that it makes a difference if they're doing it for content. I guess it still is a little bit odd to go on a podcast and say that you let your wife get ploughed by other men. But at the end of the day, she's letting her man other women, so I feel like we should also focus on that.
One of the points of monogamy, there's a few, but
Join people. That's a lot.
it's kind of a out-of-pocket question.
That bit just makes me cringe really hard, but I feel like people have missed the point. I feel like he says that because he's asking if they wear condoms during sex. I think it's a little bit of a dig to be like, do you want to know how big my dick is? Like, no, asking me all these questions.
Decide to be my personal bond expert. What else do you do for fun?
Wife gets clattered by other men. I don't think it's out of pocket to ask how you guys kind of deal with STDs. In fact, I think it's a responsible thing to talk about on a podcast if you're going to go on there and discuss the lifestyle that you guys live. Again, no hate, a little bit of hate, but
If you're having a lot of casual sex, there's a greater likelihood of getting an STD. Okay.
see, watching this, it's really hard. It's like, who do I root for? I can't stand really any of them. I especially don't like Brian, who is the man asking the questions, the host of the podcast, who just has the same boring, awkward, annoying questions, probably for every single person who does OnlyFans that comes onto his show. But then again, I don't particularly find myself being a fan of Beaver, and it's very funny to think that the same man who sits and swallows his roast potatoes whole, and that being what made him famous, is now sat on a podcast talking about how he gets loads of... It's a bit dystopian, and I'm struggling myself to find a stance on everything that I'm hearing. She also looks like she does not give a to be there, which is kind of funny. Again, it's most likely just promotion for that hour. I guess it's kind of smart because I reckon if you could see the statistics as to how many monthly subscriptions this girl has had since the finish, has taken a bit of an increase. So I respect the woman, honestly.
You guys were in an open relationship. You guys have been doing it for 3 months. And you guys do content together. You do content together. And in a fully open relationship where you're seeing you're getting everybody coming into you're getting the women right now. She said, sexual it's called the shot in them. So cheap. Really bad.
When I first started at uni, I was in Vader, and I was really tired of getting blown up by
No man, no rules means I sleep last night and I floated with freedom shit. I want to see Where did that you actually like girls who are geeks?
My favorite role is to be a Marvel fan. I really enjoy the idea
You're
of
me.
deciding who lives and who dies.
You're me. It's okay. I'm really enjoying our date.
It's not fun in turning 25 minutes story if you're and spinning other people to games and feelings of all of the history of the phrase the freaking out of guys is what's very helpful. So you want to see which actions you have out there to who's here, who can I do? The excitement that comes with trying to block these groups taking damage. They're constantly cycling between the shifts and getting blocked and shut down. The more shifts they bring on, the more I keep paying attention. It's allowed me to create my own story and who I want to be as a you get to decide if you're going to do anything. It's ruthless. It's easy.
April.
Relationship, they just get involved with other people for content, and that's not an open relationship. Yes, it makes you a cut, it makes you as the online people that's a beta male, but it's not an open relationship. You're not romantically dating other people. Maybe in other people's minds.
April.
Romantically but sexually induced the other section, and you will sleep them together. You're gonna marry them. Yes. So you guys have been married. You've been dating for 3 months. You guys have produced.
The bit that kind of pains me is her lack of interest in him at all. You can't really judge people from one piece of media. I think it's hard to get a good judgment on them, but
Only 13 years. This fighter just accidentally kicked his opponent.
we get paid for content.
Hi, Mom. It was awesome. No. I did. No, haven't yet. I will soon.
What'd you say?
I haven't yet.
Oh, okay. What do you do on play games?
Yes.
Tonight you're going to put your clock back.
What?
Daylight savings ends tonight.
Okay.
So you're going to put your clock backwards 1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah? Same with your watch. Okay?
One soon, Mom.
Alright. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, my son.
See you tomorrow, Mom.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, Mom. Love you. Love ya.
Have a nice fine night.
I did.
Okay. Was it fun?
It was fun.
Okay. Was there many there?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, there was.
Oh. And everybody got along okay?
Well, Belinda, you know Belinda.
Yeah.
She was this. You know Belinda.
What?
Having a hasty fit.
Yeah, you just have to put up with that sometimes. Alright, my son, I'll let you go.
Bye, Mom. Love ya.
Love you too.
Ciao, ciao. She's a good old mom, but yeah.
Yes, when I started attacking the child, and I slowed down as you have.
You have no weapons, so I made you.
So, yes.
So you do like...
Sorry, I thought my little scholar wife should be maybe bringing up your kids when you're talking about the fact that you guys do this for a living. I don't know if I'm going to get cancelled for saying that, but I think perhaps saying that you, for money, let your girlfriend be raw dogged by other people is maybe not something your kids would want to see on the internet. And that goes for any person putting that content out on the internet. Like, you do you, but maybe don't bring your kids that aren't even born yet into that. Yeah, no. If any of you are wondering who this guy is, I actually don't know either. He looks a bit too old to be doing this, but yeah.
Right. No, you know. I mean, I'm sure you didn't, but I mean, that's what it fucking is.
This is also bizarre to me because yes, it's weird, yes, it's odd, and yes, he agreed to come on, but who is this guy and why does he care? Why does he seem so angry about it? Now, maybe you have some kind of moral or religious reasons behind as to why you think this is wrong, and I'm not exactly saying here thinking this is great. I, for one, would never do it, and
I'm the good girl.
My partner isn't sat at home thinking, damn, Bevo, you've really got it all. But I also don't see why this 30-plus pushing it-year-old man is having any kind of annoyance towards this. What? The internet is a wild, wild place, and honestly, sometimes I regret making my career here.
That's a cut.
Bevo 2024. If I'm a cook, I'm a cook. Man, have you not seen what happened to Alan 22? You need to not do that. You need to not say that. You need to get a lawyer, get a solicitor, get a spokesperson, get a media representative. That's not a good thing to be saying. I don't know. I'm not an expert, and I'm no alpha boss man, male. But I don't think you should be saying that.
Yeah, just trying to culture. I think a lot of things do.
Off. Oh, that's exactly what you're trying to do. That was meant to be an insult. That was meant to be a dig. What is this situation, and why would Bevo willingly put himself in it? I wouldn't do this for any amount of increase in sales of my OnlyFans. I wouldn't do this. This is not pleasant to watch. It's actually quite uncomfortable. It's making my insides tense up a little bit.
We're young. We're probably in a petition with Speedstorm again, no front shade, but I just don't feel like being a slave for a religion is going to get you anywhere. Like, it's good praying and stuff, doing your thing, but I'm just going to leave it for
Yeah, I mean, it's very better to let people from a lady also perspective than that.
But sex is just sex, like, you know, it's money is just money, I think.
Yeah, money gets you.
Money gets your face and sex.
Where does money get you? Does it get you in a place more than your old lady? Is that what it gets you?
It takes me flights, it takes me to go out to house, it takes me to buy.
I mean, I'm not siding with anyone here, but I guess I don't think saying that you let other men do that to your wife because you can have materialistic items is really going to help you win the debate. If that's what you're about, then I guess it does. But I think what people are trying to say is that life is more than materialistic items. You know, if you have to do OF to keep yourself afloat, especially in this current climate, I completely understand. But I think admitting you're a cook to get the more luxurious things in life is kind of funny to me.
So if I'm not buying stuff,
that's really expensive money to allow the person that you're in love with to get dishonored by everything.
It's also kind of funny because I want to know why she's not being asked, like, why do you let your man other women? Because, like, that is also just as valid. Like, why is it so much like, oh, well, I know why it is. It's like, you're a beta, you let your wife get. She's also letting her. I guess she doesn't really care as much about him. I think that is very obvious. She's barely said anything through this. Oh, why am I doing this? Why is this a point of my conversation? Okay, well, the entire point of this video was just to show you that Bevo kind of himself over a little bit by doing this, or did he? You know, he was kind of falling off. Now he's kind of back on the grid because we're all talking about him. So ultimately, it doesn't matter whether he's a cook. He's now a cook with what he wants, which is more views and money. So that's kind of funny when you think about it. Right, so I'm actually editing right now, hence the change of appearance. But basically, I was on TikTok looking through clips of Bebo, and I came across one of him basically addressing all this drama to him being on the podcast. So I thought I'd show you that now.
I was basically told what to say, basically for the financial gain, which is mainly the month on the end yeah, so I'm going to do a deep dive. So we get to have a podcast. I wasn't supposed to be on there. The girls sit down. I finally come in. Ryan comes up to me and says, I need to fire some things up. Basically say that I'm still in an open relationship, and basically she'll see other guys and she'll see other girls. And me being me, oh yeah, false clips, so yeah, why not? Let's run with it. So yeah, I've done that.
So he's basically saying that